What's up, guys? How are you all doing? I'm out here on a beautiful Sunday at, lo and behold, hole one at North Park. Never been here before. I have another guest host here today. His name is Jonah. And Jonah and I just met, actually, about 250 feet away underneath that tree where he was looking for a black and white disc. And as I do uncontrollably these days, I asked him about his background as a player. It turns out he's been playing since March. So he is a newbie, objectively. But he comes from an extensive background playing, you can see it on his shirt, Portland Ultimate, although not, was that a high school team?
No, just from the Portland area.
Just from the Portland area. Are you from there originally?
Yep.
Right on. So he's a up-and-coming junior at University of Washington here locally, and has played a lot of Ultimate, which is really interesting because he's about the same height as Corey from the documentary, from the docuseries. Corey, also a former Ultimate frisbee player. And when I watch the two of them throw, they're different, but they have kind of the same exact fundamental intention, that is a hard cap on backhand form very quickly when you come from an Ultimate background. If you wouldn't mind backhand real quick, I'll do my best to demonstrate it, but I think you do it better. Basically, what Jonah is doing is a variant of what I was taught. The idea of creating power through rotation of the body. There's a lot of people in the sport who still throw this way, including Luke Humphreys and Matt Bell both do this. All the cadre of up-and-coming players, all the guys that are in their low 20s, they all throw with the linear biomechanics, but a little bit of the rotational stuff is still hanging around, and you can see why. You want to come back in here? It afflicts everybody, and it afflicted me for most of my disc golf career, and it's currently afflicting Jonah. If you wouldn't mind, could you throw a few drives? Just for reference, the camera is about 330 feet away, so about 100 meters almost exactly from a basket that's 15 feet up through that gap, hole one at North Park. And in terms of power production, you need to throw probably, to get up to the basket, 350, 360 feet of power, because the disc is rising out to 300 feet rather than dropping to it. To get up near the basket in the sense that you might ace it, you have to throw close to 400 feet of power. I would guess it's like 375 to 390. And to laser ace it, of course, you're in the mid to high 400s, which is the territory I'm currently in. But I don't want to talk about that. Go for it. Four. Beautiful shot. Screaming, actually. Again, I said about 57, 58 miles an hour would be my guess. And your timing is impeccable, like in terms of where you're releasing the disc. It's hard to know when to release a disc during a big rotation, but you figured out when to do it. And yeah, so you're connecting really nicely with the nose angle and stuff. That's totally the Ultimate background shining through. So it's really beautiful form, honestly. It looks great. You want to throw maybe one more? Very nice. Quite braced. And you see the difference in the flight there? Yeah, that's a bomb. That's an absolute bomb. That was like above 60. So something was really different there. Did you do anything consciously differently in that throw? Maybe try to throw it harder?
Maybe a little bit.
It was so interesting. That time you were way more linear. Much less rotation. Your foot was way more stationary. You could hear the boom of the disc when it came out of your hand. I could hear it from back there. So there's a lot of bomb potential in there. What you need to do is you need to make this consistent. Consistent, linear, efficient force production is how you really bomb in this sport. How you throw 70 and above. There's like two different planes, and the rotational form, in my experience, caps out in the mid to high 60s. Luke Humphreys and Matt Bell both throw 68 miles an hour using that form. It's amazing. Jennifer Allen, who's the current women's world record holder for distance, throws the same way also. So she doesn't throw with like the pure biomechanics. But once you can throw with the proper biomechanics, you can throw 68 with like 30% of the effort. Because everything is so elastic and straight, and you're using all of the levers of the body that are braced in a stationary position to create like a powerful aimed fulcrum that your whole body can brace against and swing into. It's like you create this whole lattice out of the right side of your body once you understand it. The method teaches you the frame of that initially. It creates the ability to turn your lower body into a trebuchet. because the way that I actually don't all know all the anatomy myself.
Yeah.
I'll leave that to like Seabass and stuff, who's a online physiology teacher, and we have an actual sports physiologist in the docuseries to talk about it.
Okay.
But it's the way that the hips like rotate internally that creates that transmits energy from the ground up into the spinal column.
Yeah.
This motion, there's different ways you can move energy into the spine, right? In terms of how the bones want to move. And if you move in the most efficient way, you get a pure energy transfer. If it's off axis and in weird spots, it's weakened and slows down and stuff. And it winds its way all the way up through the body. And because you have all of your weight pinned to the ground on one position, crushed down into the ground, this foot completely off the ground.
Yeah.
You have all the weight here. It has nowhere to go but into the arm, which is right perfectly loaded, ready to receive that energy. And what happens is that the whole mechanism like powers up and becomes energetic and heavy. And you can feel the heaviness as like a big, giant, meaty whip when you learn it. So it starts with the simplest thing of all. It's the method. And I can show you it real quickly. I think that this will come to you like instantaneously. It'll be so intuitive because you literally braced and like bombed a disc 62 miles an hour or something right there. I know how they look. The key to throwing properly in the sport is that you must exert force only when you have a biomechanical advantage on the disc. Any force that's applied before you have a biomechanical advantage on the disc is wasted energy. And so, for example, you don't have a biomechanical advantage on the disc until really this foot is down and this foot is up. So the way that you accomplish that, and it's quite easy. I might just show you the footwork and see if this works. Yeah, let's skip the method and I'll just try to teach you the footwork. I think a lot of it will be intuitive. How do you keep your body perfectly straight? How do you walk down a line in perfect balance? How would you do that? Walking sideways, though. You have to walk sideways. Right. Think about how, while keeping your head completely stable, what feels the most stable to you? See, it's interesting that you're on your heels. See that? That is not a way to move body weight around. The heels are lava in disc golf backhand form. The heels never touch, except for bang at the end.
Okay.
They never touch down. You don't want to touch heels because heels are static. They're static, right? We're designed to lift heavy weights with the heels driven into the ground, but there's stability. You're like a siege tank and you get into siege mode and you're powerful, but you can't even move in siege mode, right? You got to uproot and be a tank again instead of a turret. Yeah, it's a little dated. I figured you'd know it. Well, I come from a long gaming background, as you can imagine. So, yeah, we can talk about that later. Anyway, if you see what I'm doing right here, I am walking forward with my center of mass in front of my left foot. And when you're constantly falling to the right, which is what I'm doing there, and catching yourself perfectly in level balance, see, what you're doing here is active. You see your back foot is turning around? That's not what I'm doing. This is how you feel it. It's super, super simple. I'm going to start with the easiest thing of all. This is method 2.0. It's the left side frame. So stand in front of me and get balanced on the ball of your foot. The ball of your left foot, yeah. Ball of your left foot, and you have about maybe 95% of your weight on the ball of the left foot and 5% on the blade of the right foot. I would put the disc down for now. And stand tall like a dancer and feel like you can move around. You feel mobile here, like you're balanced while you're on the ball of the foot. It's tiring. Like I've been building up my calves for a while. Yeah, you're not on gravel. That looks beautiful. Get a little higher on the left foot. Yeah, really get up there. You don't have to hold this for like, minutes. You're here for just an instant. But it's a high and powerful elastic position that's balanced. And that's what that looks like to me. And all you need to do is from this position, let your body weight fall to the right and catch yourself on the ground. But notice your foot angle versus mine. Stand up, get back into the frame, tip to the right, catch your weight. Stand back up again. Fall to the right, catch your weight. Let gravity do it. Better, but don't let the leg buckle. Think about how the leg is like an elastic piston that you can drop into, absorb the energy, and immediately push back. Doing. And the way you can feel it, Jonah, is if you turn your foot slightly closed as it comes down. Not a lot. Just turn the toe out. I'm sorry, the heel out as you stride in a line, and feel like you can catch your weight and bounce right back up as you tilt. Be a little bit more energetic with it. Fall to the right. Fall to the right. Feel your weight compress against your right leg and stand up again. No, that's crushed brace. Fall to the right, catch yourself. If you look at my motion here, fall to the right, catch yourself. You can feel your center of mass moving just in front of your left foot as you stride out. Don't bend your leg so much. I want you to think, bend a little, but stay on the ball of the foot to bounce right back up again. Boing, boing. Rotate the foot out. There you go.
I don't know if it's helpful body mechanic thing, but if I stand my knees straight, I'm not sure.
Explain what you mean.
My knees are straight. Right
Yeah.
ahead. Put my knees straight.
And your feet go sideways. Interesting.
Years of being a breaststroker.
Really? In swimming? How cool.
That was my
You have like a weird adaptation, like a webbing or something. Interesting.
Yeah.
So are the bones just super hyper limber in that range?
I legitimately think my ankles are just turned.
So funny. I think it'll probably affect you a little bit, but I imagine you have this range of motion just fine. You may have a tendency to want to open, but what you're doing right now is very common. I see it constantly, so I don't think that should matter.
Okay.
Think about tipping slow. Think about how you can control your center mass. Feel like you're falling off of a building. Maintain that feel of falling and come right back up again. Doing. See how I'm still tilted to the right? See how you want your foot to turn out to the right. Think about how you're falling to the right, and imagine this, okay? Imagine you're playing Ultimate and you need to make a real fast cut. How would you brace your body to cut left? Think about that. Cut left, right? Let's do it not on gravel. Do it here or on this. Let's switch places, actually. I have the advantage of a grippy surface. So there might be some of that going on. I want you to think about cutting. How would you move to cut from the plant? Fall to the right, catch yourself, push back, and go like you're going to cut that way. Way better. You feel what I'm talking about now?
Yeah.
Okay, feel that again. Tilt. Rotate the foot out, though. Remember, you think about cutting. There you go. That feels braced and powerful. I'm having you feel that because when you're doing the proper footwork and everything is in the right spot, the X step is that. It's cutting. It's driving forward and catching your weight with your whole body loaded, anticipating the weight of your cutting foot catching you. Do you feel that? Yep.
So
remember, stay high on the ball of the foot. Fall to the right, catch yourself. Bang. You can feel it energetically. Think about how you want to rappel back off the ground to cut. Go slower though. Slower, compress, come back up. Go slow. Yeah, find the balance. Go slow. Way better.
slower coming up or just?
Yeah, so just try to make the thing as slow as possible, up and down too. I mean, what I'm doing essentially right here. Always.
I feel like if I really try to like slow down, then I end up sitting.
Yeah, it's vital you stay up on the ball of the left foot, and that it's a gravitational fall rather than something that's active. Yeah, you will learn active push, but not right now. It's too hard. Later on, when you really can feel it, go ahead and do it there. Keep working on it.
Okay.
Keep working on it until it just feels totally natural. You'll just be like, and you can do like high degree of difficulty things on it. I'll show an example. You have such good control over your center of mass that you can do double zigzags while you're falling in perfect balance. I'm looking at you. Doink. This is like perfect mastery of the X step. And once you have it, now you can push forward and wind your whole body in a straight line. It looks just like a grapevine or a dance. And the whole time you're pushing forward. So that when you add the upper body stuff to it, comes forward, turns, catches, stands up, bombs the desk. It takes time.
Now that I like know what I'm looking for, can I like try it?
What I would do is do that from a standstill, a simple standstill.
So like,
Standstills are the easiest way because at the beginning of it, you're going to be teeter-tottering off balance constantly.
yeah.
It takes time to learn the balance, just like going down a balance beam, but you can learn it.
Yeah.
So a very simple way to feel this, at least from standstill, I feel like this video has been going on a long while. I'm going to cut this one off and we'll start a second one. All right, guys, that's probably been enough of one video. Thank you so much for watching and for your patience. I have no idea how long that was, but it's easy to get lost in the teaching. I'm going to do a part 2 in just a second for the diehards. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.